is not cracked, broken, or missing, properly secure, no rips, no tears. My seatbelt buckle is not cracked, broken, or missing, properly secured. It goes in, it goes out. Today's test, I'll go ahead and do an emergency brake test and a low cap and a cab inspection. The first thing I'll go ahead and do is perform a safe start. Clutch in, nozzles out. My ABS light should turn on and off, and my DEF light should turn on. I'll go ahead and do a safe start now. Clutch in. Ease off the clutch a little bit. My oil pressure should rise between 3 to 5 seconds, and I'll be working with my primary air gauge. So my first test, I'll go ahead and do an air leakage test, and for this air leakage test, I cannot lose more than 4 psi in a minute for a combination vehicle. My air pressure, the governor should kick out, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little gas. My air pressure, my governor kicked out at 127 psi. I'm ready to begin my test. The first thing I'll do for my air leakage test is put the truck in neutral, and for this, it's gonna serve as a temporary brake. Clutch in. Then I'll go ahead and shut off the vehicle while my foot is still on the clutch. Then I'll lift my foot off the clutch, and then I'll go ahead and push in my brakes. So for my low air leakage test, I cannot lose 4 psi in a minute, and my test starts now. I'll turn on the truck. My needle stabilized at 104 psi, and my minute starts now. Okay, my minute is up. My needle still stabilized at 104 psi. I did not lose any air, so that means it was a good test. Foot off the brake. For my next test, it's going to be a low air leakage test, and for this low air leakage test, my brake and the buzzer should kick off at no less than 55 psi. So truck is on, and I'll go ahead and do my low air leakage test now. Fan the brakes. My brake and buzzer light kicked off at 60 psi, so that means it was a good test. For my next test, it's going to be a spring test, and for this spring test, my nozzles should kick out between 20 and 45 psi, and I'll go ahead and start fanning the brakes now. My trailer brake and my parking brake nozzles kicked out at 25 psi, so that means it was a good test. For my next test, I'll go ahead and do a tug test, and for this tug test, I will need a full system of air. So what I'll go ahead and do is I'll go ahead and start the vehicle. Make sure it's out. Truck is in neutral. And I'll go ahead and begin a safe start. Clutch in. As my air is building up, I'll go ahead and do an in-cab inspection. My convex mirrors, my driver's side mirror, my passenger side mirror, and my side mirror is not cracked, broken, or missing, properly secured, free of dirt and debris, and no illegal stickers. All 4 mirrors are facing me. My windshield is not cracked, broken, or missing, properly secured, no dirt, no debris. My windshield wipers and windshield fluid is not cracked, broken, or missing, properly secured. My windshield wipers are not cracked, broken, or missing, properly secured with good blade and good tension. My right signal light is working properly, and my left signal light is working properly. My low beams and my high beams are working properly. My four-way emergency flashers are working properly. My trailer brake nozzle and my parking brake nozzle are not cracked, broken, or missing, properly secured. No leaks. My fan, my heater, and my defroster are all working properly. I have fuses located in my glove compartment and extra fuses in here. My 3 triangle reflectors are underneath my passenger seat and they're not cracked, broken, or missing, properly secured. My fire extinguisher is underneath my driver's seat and it's not cracked, broken, or missing, properly secured, fully charged and up to date. My horn, beep beep, is working properly. My air horn is not cracked, broken, or missing, properly secured, no leaks, and is working properly. Beep beep. Now I'm gonna go ahead and build air in my system, and that completes my in-cab inspection. Build up my system with air. Okay, my governor kicked out at 127 psi, and I'll go ahead and begin my tug test. So for my tug test, I'll go ahead and work with my trailer brake. So for my trailer brake, what I'll go ahead and do is I'll go ahead and push in the clutch, put it in low gear, first gear, and then what I'll do, since I'm working with my trailer brake, I'll push this brake in. Ease off the clutch a little bit. Good tug. Now I'll be working with my tractor brake, and for that my trailer brake needs to be pushed in and my tractor brake out. Let off the clutch very little, and always remember that your right foot is always down and your left foot is always on the clutch. Off the clutch very little. Good tug, good test. Now for my next test is going to be my service brakes test, and for my service brakes, all of these needs to be pushed in. I will put my right foot easily on the brake, and then I will let go of the clutch very slowly. Good brake, good tug. Put it back in neutral, foot still on the brake. Parking brakes out. Foot off the gas, foot off the brake. Ease off the clutch very little. And this is the completion of my in-cab and emergency brake inspection.